Hello everyone, it's Wargriever here, and welcome to episode 2 of my Red Dead Redemption 2 replay series, where I'm basically turning into a detective with a cowboy hat. I'm hunting for clues about GTA 6 in the DNA of Rockstar's Western classic. Today we're going to be riding into Valentine, being recognized for crimes and reading newspapers, so saddle up, let's dig into Rockstar's secrets. One of the first things I wanted to talk about today was hunting in Red Dead Redemption 2. It completely changes when you're playing with no HUD. You're relying purely on your instincts, you're following tracks, you're noticing broken branches, listening for the rustling in the grass or distant calls. You're not just chasing a dot on a minimap, it feels like you're actually hunting. The way animals react to sound, wind direction, and movement, it makes everything feel really grounded and authentic. You've got to pay attention to the world in a way that most games really never demand. Now imagine something like this in GTA 6. Not necessarily hunting animals, maybe tracking people, evidence, or contraband through the environmental clues. Although saying that, I'm almost 110% sure hunting is going to be a big part of the game. But Rockstar could use this same design philosophy to make things like stealth or police investigations or criminal activity feel more tactile and immersive. RDR2's hunting system shows that when you strip away the HUD and let the player rely on the world itself, it becomes a richer, more realistic experience. Something that I'm really hoping is going to be evolved in GTA 6. Alright, here we are, the first train heist in Red Dead Redemption 2. And honestly, this mission is pure Rockstar magic. You've got the snowstorm, you've got the chaos, the shouting, half the gang are arguing about the plan, the other half are pretending they know what they're doing. It's beautiful mayhem. Even this early in the game, you can feel how cinematic it is. It's like being in the middle of a Western film, where everyone's slightly underprepared but too proud to admit it. And playing this with no HUD just dials everything up. You're not following icons or health bars, you're relying on instinct. You can't see your ammo count, so every bullet you fire matters. You're judging distance by sound or by the boots of metal, not by a little blip on the minimap. It's tense, it's messy, and it's fantastic. And this is what gets me excited about GTA 6. Imagine doing a modern day heist with the same level of chaos, personality, and detail. So you'd have Jason and Lucia arguing in a stolen car because someone forgot the masks, or a plan that almost works, and the getaway turns into kind of a cinematic disaster in the best possible way. That's the kind of grounded, character-driven action Rockstar have nailed here, and if they bring in that to GTA 6, we're in for something seriously special. So for me, one of my favorite parts of Red Dead Redemption 2 is the transition from the frozen mountains down to Horseshoe Overlook. It's one of those moments that quietly sets the tone for the rest of the game. You've spent an hour or so surviving in the hungry, cold, wintry environment surrounded by misery. And when the snowfall breaks, you get that shift. You notice the lighting changes, the music eases off, and for the first time, you actually see the landscape stretching out in front of you. So you've gone from pure survival to a sense of possibility. And it feels like Rockstar's way of saying, okay, you've made it through the tutorial, the hardship. Now, let's show you what freedom looks like. And just look at the scenery. It really opens up. And I'm hoping that we're going to see some of this in GTA 6. I really want to feel those kind of vistas, that land just stretching on for as far as the eye can see. It's something I'm really looking to see how they've improved on. Once you're at Horseshoe Overlook, you start noticing how the gang settles into a rhythm. People are cooking, they're arguing, they're fixing things, or they're just sitting around having small conversations. It's not just a camp, it's a community that grows and changes around you. And I think this pacing could be a big clue about how GTA 6 might structure the prologue or the very early part of the game. So here's my theory. Imagine if GTA 6 opens up with Lucia in prison. She's not a background character or a sidekick. We start with her. And you're living her daily routine in the prison. Cold meals, the fights, the quiet moments of reflection, the weight of time. And Rockstar could really dig into the character development here, showing us maybe how she's ended up here, how she thinks, who she's connected to on the outside. Maybe even you get little choices or moments that shape her reputation inside the prison. The second part of the opening, I think we'll spend some time with Jason. The pacing is still quite slow. You know, he's out in the world and he's doing collections for his boss, driving through Vice City or the surrounding countryside, handling small jobs, collecting the rent money. You'd get to see his daily grind, meet his crew, and start piecing together how he connects with Lucia. And then the key moment is Lucia's release. Jason's waiting outside. You know, it's not like fanfare. There's no dramatic kind of breakout. It's just that awkward, silent recognition, like two people who share history they're not ready to talk about. And for me, that's kind of similar to the Horseshoe Overlook moment. It's the world opening up. You've survived the cold, claustrophobic beginning with Lucia behind bars, Jason kind of under someone else's thumb, and now you're free to explore Leonida Keys. It's sunny, it's vibrant, it's alive, a complete contrast to everything before. One of my favourite early moments in Red Dead Redemption 2 is the first trip into Valentine. You leave the relative safety of Horseshoe Overlook, you ride into town, and suddenly the world feels bigger, louder, more unpredictable. The streets start bustling with townsfolk, the saloons full of chatter and music, and the little details really start to hit. Someone's arguing on the porch, a dog darts across the street, a blacksmith hammers away like nothing else exists, and you realize the town isn't just a waypoint, it's a living, breathing ecosystem. And I can imagine in GTA 6, you know, Jason and Lucia stepping out for their first real night out in Vice City. You know, you've been sort of muddling along in Leonida Keys with Jason still doing his odd jobs, Lucia having to do some community service, and then maybe they decide to take a night out. You've got the lights, the music, the people, and it all kind of hits you at once, like a big night out on the town. You're going to be able to wander down crowded streets. You'll probably duck into a bar or check out a club. You're going to see NPCs argue, flirt, get into fights. The city, if Red Dead Redemption 2 is anything to go by, Vice City is going to feel unbelievably alive. And just like in Valentine, it's more than just sightseeing. I think there'll be kind of mini side missions that will introduce you to maybe some other secondary characters. And the city's not just a setting anymore, it's not just backdrop, it's teaching you the rhythm of the game and how this game is different to all the other GTAs that have come before. Shopping in Red Dead Redemption 2 is one of those things that sounds boring until you actually do it. You walk into a general store and suddenly it's not just a menu, it's kind of an experience. The shopkeeper greets you, you can browse the catalogue, you can pick things up off the shelves, and you start noticing how every item has its own little bit of care. You can see the labels, the wear on the tins, even the dust on the shelves. It's not just set dressing, it's storytelling through clutter. Now imagine something like that in GTA 6. You know, Jason and Lucia could be walking into a Vice City corner shop or a clothing boutique. Not a simple pop-up menu, but you're actually in there. You're looking around, you're picking up snacks, weapons, maybe luxury items that actually matter. And you might have to decide, do you buy that jacket because it looks good or maybe because it helps with a particular stat? I don't know if Rockstar will go that deep, but I'd love to see definitely the food items, picking up bottles of beer or expensive champagne or chewing gum. I just want the same kind of level of detail when it comes to items that you can buy from shops. That's what Red Dead Redemption 2 does so well. Shopping isn't just a mechanic, it's a window into the world. Every can of beans or packet of coffee, it tells you something about these people. If GTA 6 keeps that same attention to detail but swaps the dusty shelves for neon lights and plastic packaging, we're going to be in for some truly next level immersion. And let's be honest, I'm absolutely going to blow my first payoff on a pair of ridiculously overpriced Vice City sunglasses. One of the moments that really hits early on in this game happens in Valentine, when you run into a stranger who suddenly recognizes Arthur from Blackwater. Such a simple setup. You're wandering through the town, minding your own business, and out of nowhere, this guy's eyes go wide, and he starts muttering about wanted posters or robbery gone wrong, and before you know it, you're chasing after this guy. The brilliant part is that you've got a choice. You chase him down, and you can either calm him, threaten him, or kill him. And there's no right answer, there's no obvious good or bad, or, well, maybe there is an obvious good or bad, but it's just pure situational storytelling. And, you feel with the acting, the guy's genuinely scared, but maybe he's bluffing. You don't really have that much time to think about it. You've got to do what you're going to do. Now, I've always played this game as a good guy, and in this playthrough, I'm trying my hardest to be bad, and it feels bad because it's so real. And, these choices that you're making, I think they have consequences. If I'd let this guy live, I'm pretty sure, which I did last time, he comes back and you meet him again. But I've killed him here, and it's kind of like the game saying, well, there's consequences for what you're doing. And imagine that in GTA 6. Maybe, Lucia and Jason, they're out in Vice City, and someone from Lucia's past recognizes her. Suddenly you're in a standoff in the middle of a crowd. Do you let them walk away and risk them talking to the police, or do you shut them up and risk drawing attention? That's the kind of grounded, morally grey choice that made Red Dead Redemption 2 so great, and that's what I'd love to see in GTA 6. It's not about big cinematic decisions, it's about those small moments that tests who your character really is. Are you cautious, or are you ruthless, or are you desperate? Arthur's humanity comes through these encounters, and if GTA 6 gives us those similar moments, those quiet personal choices that ripple through the world, it's going to make the storytelling that much richer. And it fits Rockstar's style perfectly. You don't get a flashing morality meter, you just deal with the fallout. Someone might recognize you later, or a witness might show up later in a mission, or a rumor might spread. That's what this game has nailed. Consequences woven into the narrative, not slapped on top of it. One of the most underrated details in Red Dead Redemption 2 is the newspapers, I think. They're such a small thing, but they, again, make the world feel alive. After a mission, you see headlines about the things you've done. Train robberies, shootouts, missing people, etc. And it gives this sense that the world's reacting to you. You're not just a player in the story, you're shaping the story. The best part is how subtle it is. You finish a mission, you wander into town, grab a paper from a vendor, and there it is, your chaos in print. Sometimes the headlines are dramatic, sometimes they're actually quite tragic, sometimes they're bloody hilarious, but they always make the world feel cohesive. Every action ripples outward. Now imagine how GTA 6 is going to take this and evolve it for the modern era. Instead of newspapers, you've got the Vice City media ecosystem, news channels, gossip blogs, social feeds, even radio hosts commenting on what's going on. If you pull off a robbery in broad daylight, maybe there's breaking news, maybe there's even grainy CCTV footage, maybe some people on the social media, like the version of TikTok or whatever, like conspiracy theorists breaking down the crimes that you've done in detail. And it doesn't have to be just about big events. Just like the papers in Red Dead 2 covered little background stories, crime, political scandals, weird local legends. GTA 6 could use these systems to build on the world. You might hear about property developers or missing people or the aftershocks of something you did without realizing it. It's that sense of consequence that RDR2 nailed. When Arthur sees himself mentioned in the papers, it's a reminder that the world notices. And in GTA 6, with Jason and Lucia, imagine seeing your names pop up online after a job, or watching fake Twitter accounts arguing about what really happened. It's going to be modern, it's going to be funny, and still carry that same Rockstar realism. A world that never stops thinking about you. All right, well, that's where we're going to wrap up episode 2. Thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed diving into the details of Red Dead Redemption 2 and talking about what might carry over into GTA 6, please make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. If you want to hang out while I'm playing through Red Dead 2 with no HUD, no map, live, come and join me over on Twitch. I stream every Monday night at 10 p.m. UK time. We're going to keep exploring the world, digging into these little things Rockstar does so well, and trying to spot more clues about what's next for GTA 6. Thanks again for watching. I really appreciate your support, and I'll see you in the next one.